What it do, Moody? What it do?
What's up?
Got to be back. Episode 86.
The Heinz Ward episode.
Yep.
The Buck Buchanan episode.
From a Washington football Commanders or club team perspective, Jordan Reed.
Buck Buchanan gets the dub, though. The first black man drafted first overall.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely worth shouting out. Not even familiar with that name.
Kansas City Chiefs. Yep.
What position?
D tackle.
Okay. Damn, D tackle's going number one, but that's a different time.
Yep.
What year was that?
Defensive tackle. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 96. He was drafted at 63.
Okay. Yeah. Damn, yeah. Crazy. Yeah, civil rights time.
In the AFL too, because he crossed over. He was first overall in the AFL.
Okay.
In either major sports, he's the first black person drafted.
Shout out to Buck Buchanan. Never heard of you, but obviously you're very important in the Hall of Famer. I don't have any Percy's off the top of my head. Do you have any?
I don't, honestly.
Yeah. The only thing I could call out is outside of the possible snow that we're going to get on Monday, I assume that's going to be the last one. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I mean, like, we almost could have had an episode out like we used to back on this back porch.
Yep.
And I feel like we're getting close to that pretty soon. So I'm excited for us to kind of get out of winter and get into spring. I'll tell everybody, I love all 4 seasons, but I also feel like they run a little like 30 days too long.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also like the way I thought about the seasons growing up was you realize that the solstices are always like a month later. That's just what it is. Because it's like, oh yeah, like winter doesn't start until like the end of December. You know, like
December
like December 20th. Yeah, I was gonna say 22nd or something, but yeah. It's just like, but by the time you think of December as classically all of that is winter, you know what I'm saying? So I think it just throws you off until you're like, okay, yeah, I feel it. You can actually feel the season change.
But even like summer, I love summer, but I'm like, it goes from technically May all the way until like deep August.
Yeah, like August, yeah.
Maybe the first week of September. Like I guess Labor Day is when you consider.
That's the thing. Fall. That's what you immediately think. The first week of September, you start fall.
Yeah.
And September, October, November is fall. That's what that's.
But I'm like, by the time like late August, I'm like, I'm kind of done with this heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want that little briskness coming from spring, from fall.
Yeah, you still got another month for that.
I guess if I was to give extra months, I would give it to both fall and spring and have shorter summers and winters.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, everybody would want more moderate.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do, too.
Yeah, weather's a changing.
But this is our go home for Elimination Chamber this afternoon. We got to get the predictions up there.
Got stuff to get through. Let's start the show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
The crowd is the Habesha Hayes, Samson, my tag partner.
Coming off the top rope. Re-up podcast.
A weekly stroll through the avenue of wrestling.
Follow us here on our socials. Let's get people like, comment, subscribe, all the social media. And let's get down.
Like we said, episode 86 of the Wrestling Re-Up podcast. We are at a pop-up show today, like you mentioned, Elimination Chamber in Chicago. That's going to be starting in a couple hours. A lot to get through. I'm not as actually hyped for this Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and this WrestleMania is going to be.
Apparently, that's being reflected in the ticket sales.
I think WrestleMania
and WrestleMania. They said it's also the ticket sales are pretty. They said they're trying to ban, they're trying to black out people from watching it in bars just so they can incentivize them to. Or I guess force them, not incentivize, but force them to
within 50 miles of Vegas. And I'm like, that is crazy. That you can't just go to the bar. It's like that is nuts.
But let's get into the show, the week in wrestling, and we'll start off with, like we always do, the flagship show, Monday Night Raw.
Well, let's start off with the good news, like the best thing. I mean, because this honestly was I would say, marginal episode at best of Raw, but this was all about just AJ's retirement. It was cool seeing threading the needle of seeing all when I first turned it on, because I actually, obviously I'd be at work and I brought up Netflix, and I was like, immediately I recognized Kaz, and I was like, what the fuck is Kaz doing here? And so that grabbed my attention, and seeing like Abyss, like him put the mask back on and everything, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, so just having like the TNA legends, where I'm like, yo, you got to go back and watch that TNA. That's all those guys, you know what I'm saying? And AJ is the face of all of that, so. It was cool, if anything, just to have so many of those, like I would say, TNA thoroughbreds, or like, whatever you're homegrown, you know what I'm saying, homegrown TNA guys actually be over there, and not just in the obvious working sense of TNA, where TNA is just being abused by WWE, but actually looking like on an equal platform. Because we're all honoring AJ,
for
so
sure.
That was really cool. That was the best thing about it.
That's like technically the first time we ever seen Abyss.
Exactly. That's why I was like, that grabbed my attention too. I was like, that's sick. Yeah, that just the fact that he put the mask on, I was like, oh, that's dope.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think this is probably, we have this listed as primo, but it's probably top shelf, because I even like the logic of wanting to leave his gloves in Atlanta at home rather than doing it, anywhere else and whatnot. So that was good storytelling. And then, at the end of it, being announced that he's going to be inducted in this year's Hall of Fame class by The Undertaker. And, just well done. And, shout out to AJ. Apparently, he also signed a new contract with WWE to kind of stay with the company backstage, working as development and things of that nature. So it seems like, AJ is officially retired, even with everybody speculating he might go to AEW. And I've always never believed that, just for the fact that a year or two ago, before his contract was even coming up, he was talking about like, this is my last contract and I want to stay at home and be a dad and stuff like that. So I never doubted that AJ really would change from that opinion. Obviously, if he does want to have like one more match for whatever reason, 2 years, 3 years down the line, fine. Like he says, I could be, I think every wrestler is due at least one like come out of retirement match. But then anything after that, it's kind of just gets watered
down after that,
the experience, the moment. And so, shout out to AJ. I'd almost bumped this to top shelf. I probably would bump it to top shelf, and deserved. Well,
just the honoring of AJ.
Getting to him, Stephanie McMahon. I think those are the only two so far we know.
Oh, actually in the class,
So shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure. But that was the best thing. It was cool seeing, and then having his whole family and stuff in there. If anything, it will be. If this is nominated anything, this would be like sweet moment of the year. We don't have one of those, but like heartwarming. Type shit, having his.
And again, I like they didn't really have to do anything with story, because Gunther could have easily came out and try to interrupt it, and you run kind of like a little storyline. I'm like, nah, this was like a genuine moment of like, I'm saying my pieces, and retiring, and then I'm sure even the Hall of Fame announcement probably was caught him by surprise too. I'm sure he wasn't expecting that. So
I did think it was funny that he said he thought about coming out here in a suit, but then it's like, y'all just wouldn't believe me, basically. It's like,
Mark Henry just ruined that.
Exactly. And then we said the same thing when he came out there in a suit before. I was like, nah, this ain't real. Attack Cody, but legend for sure. The next thing.
You called this out, for your top shelf.
Yeah.
I understand why you would do it. I have this as a shake because this is where I typically put these type of things on any of my lists. But Jey Uso
ends up winning the
Elimination Chamber qualifying match when he was originally not supposed to.
Yeah, he pinned. It wasn't obviously not Bronson. Ilya came to my head, and he's not even on Raw.
I was gonna say, was it not El Grande? No, that was.
Was it Finn Balor? No, it wasn't Finn Balor either.
I'll look it up.
All right, either way, but I had this as like selfish.
Yeah, top
it was
El
shelf.
Grande.
This is
original El Grande.
Okay, this is not real top shelf, obviously,
but I mean,
from the moment I called this last year, bro.
You said it in August.
I said it last year.
You said it in August,
bro. Come on, man. Like the fact that because love Bronson Reed. Like the thing.
Love Bronson Reed.
Man, the thought is because like immediately I'm just gonna fast forward through this. Poor guy. But now we just down to Austin Theory and Logan Paul. And I'm like, You can't. I can't.
This is unprecedented.
I can't have just like if I'm sitting here and I'm Triple H, I'm like, yo, I can't just have Paul coming out here with these two. Like, you know what I mean? So
that's why he's with Brock Lesnar.
Exactly. Thank you for the segue. That's exactly what I was going to bring up next because I had that as a mid. That was the lowest thing as a mid. But just the fact that we got a return of Brock Lesnar, which was rumored for a while anyway. But we got the list of dates very similarly to, you know, Cena and his retirement tour.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. Like, just giving us 6 weeks that you're going to be here because what screams in my head is basically my vindication. Like, you tempted the injury gods and now you're so fucking thin up top at what you were trying to do that you got to call the fucking, you got to hit the big red button. That's the only way I can read this. You know what I'm saying? And then just have Paul Heyman not somehow, obviously he can do it. You know, we'll just have to go with it. That he's basically in 2 different acts. Or are we going to just, because I don't feel like you can shelve the Vision.
No, I think, again, well, Paul, it's like, these are my clients.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, it's like Don Callis, like, I got multiple people and they don't even have to interact. You know what I'm saying? Like, like sure. Rich Paul, he's like, yeah, he's LeBron's agent, but he's also, you know, Anthony Davis. And, you know, those are 2 separate conversations that he's having. For sure. In, you know, rooms that he's going into. Yeah, and that's the blatant line right there. Because if Seth was there, I feel like you would have to interact, right? Like, in the sense of sure.
Because Seth is obviously beating Brock and all this type of shit. But now it's like, why the fuck would Brock be in front of Logan Paul or, you know, Austin Theory or come out with them? Like, there's no way in hell. So just the fact that we got all this, I'm just like, Jesus, this is how far we've fallen from this fucking, you know, injury turn of the century. You know, what did he call it? I forget what the call. Because the heist of the century is
it was the heist, and then there was
this is the something of the century. Yeah. Clearly they're giving that to him. Like, that'll be in the 2K, like, complete the you know, like you had to do in NBA.
Rewrite history.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come down in with, like, you know, you're on like red ankle health or some shit. But anyway.
But yeah, man, like, it sucks. Like, Seth going down and Bronson going down and
Braun Breaker,
or Braun Breaker, then Bronson. But yeah, it's you could only just say it's just terrible coincidental luck.
Yeah.
Like that, bad luck that you would be in this situation where all these guys just, you fake an injury storyline and all this happens. This obviously could have happened even without the storyline, but just feels like you're tempting fate by doing that.
Exactly. This is why people bring up karma and things like that and tempting fate. That's why it's like, bro, this is sports entertainment. I know it's pre-ordained, you know, but hey, don't be playing with people's meniscuses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be if you're available, you're available. Yeah. Just do it, you know, but I get it. It's storytelling.
Yeah,
it's storytelling. Even in the moment,
it's just coincidental bad luck, man. Because like the fact that all this would happen in a time span, especially Bronson and Braun, because those happened this year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see what happens with the Vision, but this is
that shit
so unfortunate that like it's like
terrible.
Yeah, I mean, even
and I'm mad too, because like I remember there was a point in time where I was like, after they took Seth out, and you were like, it's feeling repetitive. I was like, I like this now. You know, the young guys taking over and shit. Like, okay, we're building this up. The 2 most important guys go down now, and now you just got like. Granted, we got a great promo from Logan on SmackDown. We'll get to, so it's like I feel like Logan could even stand on his own. You know what I'm saying? Just because of his charisma already. You know what I'm saying? He came in because he's fucking Logan Paul. You know what I'm saying? Because of the connections and following he has already. You know, being the Maverick and all that stuff. He's a new addition to the Vision. He didn't need to be in the Vision. So, but either way,
we'll get some more about the Vision too and what their outcome is after, especially when we get to SmackDown and talk about the unveiling of the masked man that's been terrorizing them for the past few weeks. And I wanted to make a comment on Brock Lesnar. I also have that as a mid, because at least it gives some intrigue to what might happen with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And it's like, again, I like how Paul kind of spruced up the importance of this match and him knocking off the Undertaker and basically becoming like the unofficial official.
He is the beast
main event of WrestleMania without even having a title. So it's like that makes sense. My only concern is I'm like, okay, I'm not equating the time schedule put out because they do that with Roman and, Cody and things of that nature. So it's like more of like, hey, you want to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Go to these dates.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically. But I also do think, we're coming up on a Brock Lesnar retirement. And I'm like, okay, we have this Brock Lesnar Open Challenge and you're trying to make him like the Undertaker of WrestleMania. Does that only last this year? Because I feel like the obvious answer is going to be Obafemi at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And Obafemi's got to win that, right?
I want
him to. I guess, does Gunther retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minnesota?
You gotta, I mean, that's some good storytelling. I guess you could show like a weakened beast because I was able to beat him. So like, have Gunther talking shit to him like that when it's time for us to come around to SummerSlam. But like, if we're gonna transfer, once again, if you want to transfer, like you were just saying, the beast without a title, basically, Undertaker to Brock to, we would think would be Oba. Hopefully, yes, he would have to win that. That's the only way that could go. That's why I was saying we need to see him basically suplex City his ass and throw him. That'll be his German suplex. Like throw Brock at least like a dozen times. Yeah. I looked it up because he outweighs Brock. Brock is 285 and Oba's 315.
Yeah.
So it's like he got 30 pounds on him. I mean, I'm like throwing that man around. I'm like, that's crazy. But I would love to see that, because it's like, oh shit. Like,
if it's not Oba, who also faces? Could it be a returning Braun?
Like Braun Breaker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just throwing. I don't know if he's going to be back. I'm just throwing like healthy, who else could be. If I think the clear choice is going to be Oba. When we make our picks, I'm still going to say Oba.
Yeah.
But could it be Braun Breaker? Could it be Seth Rollins? Could it be Jericho?
Seth's actual injury again?
I forget. I want to say a shoulder.
Yeah.
Or, who else?
No, those are good options, though.
Jericho, possibly.
Jericho's going to get his ass beat. So I was like, I wouldn't pick him. But, yeah, you got a returning Braun Breaker is great because that's just, however much you care about the Vision story.
It goes back to your point. It's like, do you think, I guess he was kind of doing it with Brock and Braun at the same time, but I'm like, those two seem highly combustible.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
To be in a situation where like Paul Heyman's got to be split between them.
Yeah, because Brock doesn't take shit, but Braun, we know that Braun Breaker's character is that he's unhinged. Like he can't control his emotions at all. So, do I think he could beat Brock? Yes, I would put that at like I'd put that at like
I still give Brock
that's
the
Brock
advantage.
Winning. Yeah, that's like a 20% chance. But like, we really built up the super spear. You know what I'm saying? If he hits Brock with like, that third super spear, because Brock is still like low key. We need to talk about it. One of the greatest sellers of all time, too. Like when I talk about putting on big matches, like he'd be looking like he dying right before and getting down to the 2.999 kick out. So,
but again, with him, it's like it just takes a few Germans and a few F5s
and one F5.
You're right, bro.
That's it. And it's like, because he can German you way more than you can fucking build up the momentum and spear him. So, I think that I would still give that match to Brock. But I would watch that for sure. I would watch a returning Braun Breaker for sure.
I would say maybe Brock. Gunther.
I think Gunther's like too obvious in the sense of like, if we are
Oba's more obvious than Gunther.
Well, in the sense of like we're building up him, like retiring him, then it's like that's gonna be more of like the palpable storyline between the two, where you could have that. I guess I would still have Brock winning that because you got to have him getting over at the end, right? Like Gunther.
I think you run that 3 times.
Either way, Brock.
I feel like if it's Gunther at WrestleMania, you run it 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And Brock wins the first one. Gunther wins the second one. Third one, retire. Career on the line, retirement. But just for that, I agree with you. I put it on mid as an intrigue.
You're right. It's a torn rotator cuff. Just to get back to it. And that was October. He tore it. So
other things we want to call out. I probably agree with you on one more mid here. That's Raquel getting the win over Io and Kairi to be in the Elimination Chamber. I kind of want Raquel to win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that now that you're also your other mid, I probably have this as a shake because it's pretty predictable. Liv officially chooses Stephanie to challenge at WrestleMania for her title, it's like, all right, maybe Raquel wins this and throws herself into a triple threat.
That's exactly why.
Because again, the predictions right now for Jade, it's either going to be Charlotte or maybe Tiffany as possible contenders for facing
Charlotte can't lose
Jade
2
at
years in a row.
WrestleMania.
That's crazy. Charlotte ain't losing 2 years in a row.
That's rumor,
Tiffany.
That's why I kind of want Raquel to win this, and then get her get back against Liv, and end up coming out with the fucking title at WrestleMania.
I mean, honestly, I really should put an and here anyway, because I do have them both as mid, but that's the exact reason why, because it's the same like WrestleMania storyline.
Yeah,
if we were to get there, we're thinking the same booking, so it's like, except one was actually a match and one was just a segment.
Yeah.
So, but I would think that it's like, we get Raquel, Liv, and Stephanie in a triple threat at Mania, and what would be even better is have Stephanie not protected, but Liv takes the pin.
Yeah,
I would have Raquel pinning Liv with a Tejana bomb in there.
That'd be dope.
That's exactly what that is, because I mean that's already an arguable. Everybody, we're gonna be thinking Raw after Mania, and is this gonna be a turn? Like, is she gonna like leave Judgment Day, or is this gonna be like, oh, we're still sisters? Yada yada.
I mean, the fact that she already put herself into this match when she easily could have. Liv is gonna try to convince her to go to fucking
that's
Jade.
It's gonna be like the Triple H and Randy Orton Evolution segment, but
like she's gonna be like, I should have won the Royal Rumble, but you threw me out.
Exactly, and I earned my way back here anyway. And I'm the biggest girl in this ring. Like, and I would have beat Stephanie already.
Yeah,
if
it was 1-on-1.
Yeah, exactly.
In that match with Nikki Bella.
Nikki stole her pin.
Or Stephanie stole her pin because she did the Tejana bomb to Nikki. Yeah,
exactly. Thank you.
Shake, you have this as mid Javon over Kofi.
Yeah,
with some interference, or I guess it's interference assistance from Offset because they were in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I didn't get it, but sure. I think because his music is probably used for Elimination Chamber, that's what it is, and so it's crossover branding and whatnot. But so I mean, cool, crossover. Hip hop, Javon Evans, Young Guys, Offset, Migos, Transcendent, all that. Can we get some meat on the bones as far as like story or just doing something
for him?
Yeah. On Monday.
I mean, I hear you. I mean, we got a little. We got a story in the show right now, at least of like why we even got this match.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean. It's just heels being heels backstage. That's all it is, And like, man, you gonna talk shit to me in front of my boy Offset? And then that's why I gotta hit you with the OG cutter, basically. That's how that ends up. But I mean, he's still finding his way. I mean, if anything, this is like you said, it's not long term or anything, but we're giving him something to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely mad at it, especially with us like coming up to Chamber anyway. Like,
does Javon Evans have like Javon Evans and Bad Bunny versus whatever tag team on the other side?
Sure.
Like,
I mean, you want to feature him.
Is he going to take Damian Priest's place where he's going to be like, the specialty act? And it's like right now, it just feels like you're for the young guy, like for the young fan audience that we're trying to drive and whatnot. But like, I'm like, bro, should be. I wish they had an intercontinental, like, I
think they just
open challenge or something like that. Or like if he was on SmackDown, like he would have probably beat Carmelo Hayes. For that
I mean, he don't have to. Yeah, I mean, Carmelo had to wait a whole year before he even started getting, really put on for real. Like he was having great matches.
Sure, yeah.
So it's like he's
getting way more screen time than Melo did.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Because I say like he's being like this generation, like Oba, Trick, and Javon. They have shoved it in our face. So it's like, hey, don't forget, like, hey, they don't want to hear shit about racism in 2026. That's what they said. And we got Bianca coming back and Jade champion. So
and you got new Black women tag team champions.
Exactly. They don't want to hear shit about it. Like I
just don't talk about NXT. That's what we'll get to.
Hey, you saw what I put down there.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay.
Teasing the audience.
Yeah.
Last couple things on you got for Raw.
Yeah, I really didn't like I'm mad because I like the rivalry. I like where this story has had us up to this point. And now we get in the second match, Natty beating Maxine via referee stoppage because
she knocked her out, throwing her into
the ring post on the outside, which we never see. I was just mentioning, I was like, as much as like we throw people like that spot when like the bigger person is running to somebody and they throw their shoulder in there, I'm like, nobody ever hits their head. And you're like, it's so elementary. You've been doing it. I'm like, obvious. Of course that makes sense. Nobody hits it. But I'm like, you would think.
Yeah.
Still, even in kayfabe, and granted, this obviously wasn't kayfabe, but the second that it happened, I was like, this is dumb as hell. This is why we haven't done it in kayfabe.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, but I liked Natty like still being vicious afterwards.
That's the point that they're trying to get across. The fact that they have two back-to-back, basically no decision. Yeah, obviously, technically, Natty won this, but it's like, it's won in a manner of like, we didn't actually get to see a match here.
It took the air out of it.
Yeah. And so that's 2 weeks in a row where we were supposed to have this match when we really haven't had the match. And it's just like, I get what you're trying to do. And it's not anything with Natty's character. It's more of just like, just give the woman more time to actually like do something.
Yeah.
That's kind of where it's at. But
I would think this climax would be a submission match. But
is this a Mania match?
No. I mean, I was
I don't know.
I mean, Natty deserves it, but it's like, I mean, Natty
it's not even Saturday night's main event. This is the last pop-up show before Mania, so it's like, I could see this being like a night one match, but again, it would have to be like some type of stipulation. Maybe it is a submission match.
That's the one that would make sense
at Mania.
But that's us believing. I mean, because we know Maxine is also truthfully out of kayfabe, like new to wrestling, and like she does need training and stuff like that. Because obviously,
I mean, she has been working with Natty the entire time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Outside of kayfabe.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm just saying, like, obviously, Natty's fucking born in the heart dungeon. You know what I mean? Like, that gap is still extremely huge. Yeah. So for me to want to watch that submission match, you got a lot. I don't know if you can make me believe Maxine has improved that much to be able to beat her.
She's got the ankle lock. Natty's got the sharpshooter.
She does. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's why I say submission match. But and I would still have Maxine win.
And again, we love Natty Maxine's ankle lock because she does what Angle used to do, where she just used to. He goes down and locks down your leg, and it's like, that's how an ankle lock should be. But it would be
to get
big credit for both of them to get a Mania match, even if it's night one early in the show. Like, I would like if I could see them building up that storyline pretty well. That I would care by WrestleMania.
I hope so. I mean, but that's the climax that it would lead to. For sure. Like, it's a Maxine tapping out Natalya.
Last thing.
Oh yeah. Finn, we got a segment of the Judgment Day. Obviously, they're too important for us to not see them. But Dominic coming up to Finn being like, yo, you didn't help me with my like title defense in AAA or like my Intercontinental title defense. And he's like, bro, you still won. Take some responsibility for yourself. Like, be a man. So it's still like, I guess it's just like, we got to just believe that Finn is I guess he's Red Guardian. You know what I mean? Like, because he is technically a bad guy. But obviously, like, I think we're just going to keep wishing that Finn's going to turn. And he's not going to turn at this point. That's immediately what I was thinking when I heard that. Because I was like, oh, yeah, like, oh, you're telling him, like, what's up? But there ain't no bass in his voice. I think it's just hollow. Like, at least as far as storyline, like, us turning Finn, I'm like, all right.
If they're gonna turn, he's not gonna actively like leave the team. I think it's gonna be Dominic and JD McDonough jumping him or something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like, hopefully they like. It seems like they're building up Finn back up again as the singles run, and maybe obviously I think the clearest would be knocking off Dominic for the IC title. Do you think he could win the? Win the main title, heavyweight title?
Can Finn win the heavyweight title?
Either one. The WWE Championship or
sure,
the heavyweight title.
Yeah, not to mention I want him to. I think we all want him to.
Yeah,
that's
but
been
we
his
want him to,
storyline.
but maybe it's just like the apple, he just could never ever
like reach it again. Because, that's like, it's literally, you know who Finn Balor is? He's WWE's Derrick Rose. Dang, that's a bar. I know I dropped a bar.
Derrick Rose didn't win a championship, but yeah.
I wasn't even equating the championship. I'm equating that to an MVP.
Yeah.
Like having that, just because that was one night. That's not a winning championship. That's like a holy shit moment, though. That's like Derrick Rose got the MVP way too early, and it's like he was amazing, and just never reached the same heights. You know what I'm saying?
Just injury, though. Yeah.
Of course. We know that's what it was. I mean, that's what kept Finn away. It's literally one injury during the match. But that was Raw. That's everything that I have.
Let's head over to the bodega, NXT.
For sure.
You're a little bit higher, but I would kind of agree with your overall assessment of the show for your primo. Big night on NXT. 3 title changes.
Yeah, that's why it was a primo mostly. Because I was thinking top shelf, but I was like, I didn't enjoy this enough to make it a top shelf. But as far as like importance of like staking out, like holy shit, like all right, this is like clearly our new generation.
Yeah.
It has to be.
That's what we asked for. That's what we've been asking. At least I've been asking for the last few weeks. It's like I need to see some like direction with where we're going with this new class, and just. And I was like with 2 of these. Out. And so, like, if I itemized it, which I did, the matches don't, I guess, equal a primo, even though I don't have any of the matches listed as a primo. But the fact that we had 3 title changes in one night. That never really happens on a WWE show. So,
and this is an hour-long show too. This is a short show.
Yeah, 2.
2 hours.
It's 2 hours. Okay. But yeah, I would. I have Miles Bourne winning the North American Championship over Ego as a mid. I have Vanity Project winning the tag team titles over Dark State as a shake, and as well as Elio LaFleur winning the Speed Championship against Eli Knight and Jasper Troy.
And I scaled all those
2
up by 1.
Are a little bit predictable, but I probably would bump up maybe Vanity Project because I think Darkseid has been much more improved since they've debuted, especially as like in ring, and some of their I can understand their place within the show a little bit compared to like when they first debuted. But again, I think as far as establishing direction for this new generation of NXT talent, Vanity Project has been one of the better, probably the best call-ups
for sure.
And so having them as well with Jackson Drake being Evolve champion, obviously it seems like the next step will be NXT champion, probably within a year span or whatnot. But
they did exactly
I probably
bumped
that up to a mid as well. But again, I think the predictability, probably all 3 of these matches were predictable. For the most part,
I didn't have Miles Bourne winning. That came out of nowhere for me.
I think Ego's due to be called up.
I mean, sure.
Or like, I mean, move it because again, when Ava was here, she said like you can't challenge for the North American for the NXT title without having to
drop the North
American title. So that's kind of where I'm like, okay, either he's gonna get called up or just set his sights focused on the NXT title. So that's where my predictability came in. And then Vanity Project, again, I understand it. And then Elo Fleur, I understand that as well, even though Eli Knight did a lot that you could be like, yo, these 2 need to have another match to determine who's going to be the NXT Speed Champion and whatnot. So overall, that would be a primo, but individually, none of them reach that primo status.
Yeah, I get that. For me, it was just the fact that, like, I guess for me personally, I'm still not into Miles Bourne enough for me to think that he was gonna win. Where it's just like, oh, he won, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
sure. Like, so I didn't have that on my card, but it's like clearly, I mean, they've been pushing him as a singles guy, clearly. So it's like just seeing like them like lay out their cards, and like you said, Vanity Project. I just scaled everything up 1 from what you had it. I'm into them. Yes, they are the best from Evolve. Like I told you, I've watched 3 episodes of Evolve total, and they were on 2 of them. And enjoy everything that they do. And immediately, like, it's big shoes to fill because I mean they don't even have the 4th guy, but like I mentioned, Undisputed Era, like with Jackson Drake being the Adam Cole, basically, clearly. And Elio, like you said, most predictable, but like as predictable as it was, I still felt the need that I was like, yeah, there's not going to be a situation where a match gets better than this, or specifically a speed championship match. As I mentioned before, I don't know if that was on or off pod, but like,
yeah, I think you mentioned that last week.
Okay, because I was like, yeah, this is still a mid, so that's just due to weight of the title, like you said. Now, if you're telling a story of like how amazing Elio LaFleur personally as a wrestler is, that's something else. That's focusing on him versus the division.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, I agree with all that. Eli Knight, yeah, I could see him being I mean, I guess Wesley came to my head. I guess maybe it's because it's just like the shorter locks right now. Like he's clearly growing them out. But I'm going to remember him now. I don't think like up to this point I had like I knew his name.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna face a name person. So now I finally put those two together.
I just think he's just WWE's answer to Kevin Knight.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good.
They're like same build, similar movesets and whatnot, as far as just being like high flyers and whatnot. So, like I said, I'm actually entertained to see. Regardless, I mean, I think speed championship, speed matches kind of work for Elio and Eli Knight.
Yeah.
But I also would like to see like an Iron Man match between these two for like a North American title at some point. Like, I think that's just going to be fun to watch those two work together. So
yeah, because I feel like
this would be the most interested I would be in the speed title, because I feel like these are two are going to probably put on some really great matches.
Yeah, and my thought was also with them knowing, or us knowing, that those division matches are so short that like I'm making a point to like see like how much wind are they gathering. I mean, obviously they're young. It's not like they need to take a whole lot of breaks, but with 7 minutes in this match, I was like, yeah, the action never stopped. It was almost like AEW-esque, when it's just like, oh, we got a springboard backflip. Okay, we got a suicide dive. Okay, he caught the suicide dive. Choke slam. Okay, he's up now. Sweep the legs. Okay, leg drop, and that's why I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's an interesting thought, like you said, but that would be telling for an Iron Man, like telling the story of like stretching the speed, or I don't know.
I'm not saying for a speed title. I'm talking about for like a North American. I'm more.
Yeah, I hear you, but
maybe they level up to a certain point. Like their rivalry just kind of goes across, and you're just like, yo, Elio LaFleur versus Eli Knight, part 15.
Okay, so that's kind of where I was fusing what I was thinking was like, yes, like their rivalry goes so far, they're able to elevate the speed division to the point where like in their rivalry they invented like the speed Iron Man, which would be just a 10-minute match.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was thinking, like, now you got to go past like they got championship rounds times 2.
I think actually it's pretty dope.
Because they're
Iron
just
Man match would be dope because it's like you got to get as many pinfalls in 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Like,
and they're just going like
yeah.
And then
that'd be pretty dope.
And then if we're able to even give it extra care and not just use in ring, like I would doubt that this would happen, but best case scenario, we add character, like backstage and shit like that. We got a heel and a face, because right now both of them are just faces because they're high flyers.
Yeah,
this is just in ring. But if we get that, maybe we get the a speed falls count anywhere, fucking or hardcore match, basically is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you kind of expanded and elevated the division.
Exactly. Just within one rivalry.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a way to do it, WWE. Just feature those two guys and we go holy shit over and over and over again. The Shakes, I'll run through this real quick too. Keanu Kyrie got a win over my guy Sean Legacy, or he was like my number 2 pick that I like the most out of Evolve. And Thea Hale got the win over Blake Monroe via some Jada Parker interference.
Yeah, I probably would have had this as like a mid. For the fact that I probably agree with you that it's Shake, because I'm like, yeah, of course Blake was gonna lose this. This was a speed match, and I'm like, why is Blake challenging for a speed title?
Yeah, you need to go get your North American title
or
back.
Something else. So I'm like, this just seems more plot driven rather than like.
I hope
Thea ends up winning the speed championship, but I'm like, Blake fighting in a speed tournament match
was already a giveaway.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, other than to get Jada to, cost her the match. So,
and my last thing I had to say, I was like, this is after this show that I said is, like I said, one of the best, or it's one. I put definitely one of the NXT episodes. It's funny because I noticed that I grammared that. I didn't put best. I didn't put anything. I was like, oh, it's definitely one of the NXT episodes of the year. But yeah, this is clearly Trump's America, and this is Trump's NXT. Because with all of this reshuffling, we got all the gold is on the good old Caucasus Mountain, natives. And also my thought was, I guess who's the next person of color to hold a title? My thought is Jada.
Sol Ruca.
How long is that until it's gonna happen? All right. Okay. Yes, she is by all technicality, but all right, we talking about getting stopped by the cops, my guy. She ain't got as much to worry about.
Okay.
Getting stopped by the cops, but
that's why she's not going to be on this podcast. So she's
right. She'll look back at these are the dark files. Come on. when we go like super live, we'll be on episode like 117, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
We're gonna get a following that's gonna go back into these archives and clip us. That's what's gonna happen.
That's crazy.
No, but yeah, maybe Jada, probably Keanu Carver, Eli Knight. Eli Knight
is the speed champion. I mean, the NXT title.
North American, maybe what's his face from his partner from QCC.
Oh,
the Olympian or the wrestler.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I just talked Gable Steveson. No. I was like, that's definitely not him. He's an MMA now.
He was with Tyra May Steele.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My God, I forget what's his name. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
Got kind of your hair a little bit. I understand, but you just mentioned that the main roster.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of like,
at least as far as the pushes are concerned.
But yeah, I get it. It's funny. It's funny to see. But like, hey, black people was holding it down for a good minute. Yeah. They had a lot of the titles. So, other thing that we did not mean to forget, obviously, is also one of the big things that happened on the show. But I called it "About Damn Time" Zarya.
Oh yeah,
this is a mid, almost like standing on the line of Primo, just for the simple fact that the beatdown that Zarya gave to Sol Ruca looked like really good and legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
It looked like pent up aggression. Like she
really beat her ass, and so it was like, that was really impressive. I think it just gets brought down just the fact it's like, we've been asking for like weeks, and it's like finally, but I guess it's like you're trying to give Zarya the rationale that like Sol is in the wrong and she has been a bad friend.
Do you think it's because she's tired of this black bitch? You know she's Australian. You know every single time. Hey, what was Bianca getting booed for? Hey, you brought it up. Maybe that's what it is. She was like, you know what? I've been really, really nice to this this fart. That shit's funny this week.
But yeah, the beatdown looked great. Sol Ruca immediately lost her title match against Stacey Jane, and see where this goes.
Ding, ding, ding. Why are we ringing?
I think Zarya though ends up losing this, even though I'd like if Sol Ruca is gonna get called up, just like let her beat her down and just like take her out for like a month or two, and then just have Sol Ruca get called up. But I guess you don't also want Sol Ruca to come on a downturn, in the kayfabe aspect of it. So
why are we? This is a bad job by the ref. Why are we ringing the bell with all these people in the ring? The two competitors are supposed to be in the ring.
She told him to ring it. I get it. You're the ref, but hey, we've seen these are the same refs that said that that Sol Ruca had tagged herself in when last week.
The NXT refs need to go back to ref school. That's what I'm.
Hey, this is NXT. This is development.
Yeah, you're right about that. Like we got a new class of refs up here with the Evolve. We got the Evolve refs.
Yeah,
clearly.
This was a pretty good episode, and again, we finally got the cards shown by, I guess, creative as far as who is going to be carrying us for however long the year,
for the next year or two
and whatnot.
So, Joe Hendry, Jackson Drake and the Vanity Project. We got still Fatal Attraction or Fatal Influence, excuse me.
Yeah, I guess who takes over for that? Who's the next women's champion?
Yeah, that's the big one. Either Jada or Blake. That's who I would want it to be. I mean, we know obviously Lola and Kaylani are fighting right now.
Yeah.
So we're shaking out those two rivalries actually. So maybe it's just like whoever wins both of those rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So it would be Jada versus Lola. Lola wins. She's got to get her get back because Kaylani's been bullying her.
Yeah, and then you get Jada versus Blake, and maybe I don't know. That's a toss up, but I think you give it to Jada.
Yeah,
and then you get Lola versus Jada part 5 or whatever it's been because they've had a rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
But they also can get Blake, and Blake can easily.
I think Blake could win. That would be
and then that'd be an easier face heel.
Yeah,
dynamic, and then Blake's never held the title.
Yeah, I would have it.
And Blake versus JC.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I would have Blake winning. Yeah.
But anything else from the bodega?
No, that's it.
So over to Dynamite. Talk about Coffee Shop.
The show.
You have yours listed. I don't, but I did watch the highlights of Dynamite, so I can speak to stuff. Yeah, I would agree. The best thing I've saw was on there. Yeah, that's what you have. Was Primo as well. The Jack Perry,
the party,
Young Bucks, and the Rascals versus FTR and the Demand, and yeah, the Young Bucks, Rascals, and Jack Perry got the win. A lot of tables, a lot of spots,
lots of crowd pleasing moments.
Yeah,
they asked for one more table, and then they threw.
Yeah, super entertaining, great match. I don't know why these guys were in a feud like that, and I think it was just more of one of those like, let's just get everybody on the show and whatnot. It's like fine, but like they do it better than WWE does it when they do it, but.
I would say this is really more so about like because Jack Perry has been going after the national championship, and he's the one who actually he did pin Ricochet.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most important storyline part of this. Obviously, the Young Bucks are number 1 contenders for the tag team titles against FTR, and then the Rascals. They're just like some quick face reinforcements to help with the rest of the Demand. It works, in a puzzle piece scenario, and you have a whole bunch of we had a quintuple super kick spot and oh man, it was a great sequence that the heels had when it was like the usual FTR was superplex into the splash into super elbow from the big man and then into a springboard 450 from Ricochet. It was like, man, just the sequencing, like they're so good at this. And then we finish it up, as I said before, with an assisted what do they call it? Basaiku knee, from Jack Perry, and pin the national champion. However much we care about the national championship, which I don't. God damn, I don't care about that title at all
because it really doesn't get defended.
I mean, the lesser titles. I don't want to say lesser, but mid card titles are defended. We got to watch Collision more. That's really where because the Demand. The lower mid card get to stretch their legs a lot more on Collision.
But yeah, that's one of the best matches I saw on there.
Yeah.
I really also liked the Moxley El Clone match. I'll probably have that where you probably have it as a mid, but again, it almost gets up to almost a primo. It's probably standing at the line just for the fact that Moxley's just been killing it.
Yeah.
El Clone with his reversals and just another creative way when again the stomp and then kind of flipping out of that. It's just like. Yeah, that's the second time we've seen him just do some acrobatic shit to get out of, some type of finishing move.
Yeah, I did have it in Primo originally because obviously the technicality of it was great. But then I was thinking about, once again, story-wise, and I'm like, okay, we're just riding the Moxley wave. That's still it right now, though. So this is kind of where I was like, all right, we're coasting. So I'm still here for it, obviously. Yeah. I mean, last I sprinted to the uppies at the last second when Moxley is technician of the year last year. So, I mean, he hasn't lost a step. I mean, I ain't mad at it. And if anything, this is almost like the reverse. He's just doing the reverse of the U.S. title open challenges. It's like you're just doing eliminator matches instead. So it's like, oh, you're not going to get a title shot. You're not going to get a title shot And I like that element because they do that on the indies a lot more. I think they should do it in the WWE because that's a way for a champion to be aggressive. You know, for you to just take out the field. And then it's like, oh, well, you ain't got nobody. I'm the best in the fucking division. You know what I mean? So
imagine if Dominic could have done that. And that, that's why you don't need to defend your title because you don't have any real challengers.
Exactly. But yeah, what I did after my resorting, reshuffling and stuff, also originally had this in mid, but I put this in primo, was the MJF and Hangman match stipulation.
I probably keep that as a mid for myself, but
the only reason I felt like this would have been a primo immediately, but I was like, they clearly fumbled the ball like last week. So I was like, if I scrub my memory and pretend like I didn't hear Texas Deathmatch, this was a primo. So I was like, I'm not gonna fault them for like fucking up last week when we thought that was like.
But MJF said that he wanted to like come up, like he wanted to think through the, you know, what he wanted to have as a stipulation, and so you know he was like,
but we already knew it was gonna be Texas Death, though. That's the thing. It's like that's why I was like, when I heard the stipulation, no, because it was also good. Like the stipulation he gave us was great because MJF is a heel and our bastard, and he said, "Oh, I got a great one. One-sided, no DQ match for me." And I'm like, yes, that's a genius idea. That's exactly what you should do. So honestly, when he said that, I was like, I want to see that match more than I want to see a Texas Death match.
We thought we were going to get that match with the coin flip.
Yeah, and it was a good, once again, heel spotlight with MJF. It felt pretty obvious. And of course, that's a double-sided because there's no way to control that. So, of course, it's a double-sided heads quarter. But luckily, MJF has a lot of enemies. And as he's trying to leave, you get, you know, Brodito are out there and Kevin Knight is out there. And who is it? I forget. Either way, it don't matter. And they all hold him up like, nah, motherfucker. Where you going? Double-sided coin. And it's going to be a Texas Death match. So we don't got to make predictions.
You also said that like the stipulation of Hangman putting up his contendership on the line still applies. And so
I think it does right now.
I feel like it's still going to be MJF retaining. And
I think so too.
Hangman can't challenge for however long.
And honestly, it's because of my amazing booking that you should go back and watch last week when I predicted the next 2 years of the AEW title. So, but it's interesting because I don't think nobody was asking for Hangman to put his contendership on the line. So it's like immediately you give us a shot in the arm of like, we know that these are two big guys. And I guess maybe people could think it would be watered down, that it's like, oh, it feels like MJF Hangman again. But he earned that position. Like he went through a tournament to earn the contendership. There's no reason for you to do that. So it's like the fact that you gave us, I would think that the shot in the arm should be, it's just the Texas Death Match. The next time would be, all right, I never get to challenge you again. And that would be in the no DQ match. See, I just did the booking better than that. That makes more sense. But anyway.
Either way, you enjoyed it a little bit better than I did. But again, fun segment. I enjoyed it overall, but I'd probably keep it as a mid. Other segment that you liked as well, Swerve's heel promo?
Yeah, for sure. That's the literally telling everybody that the whole locker room's on notice. And we know what that means. And he basically said, check the tape. I'm back on the warpath. So that also has me intrigued where it's like, he said, anybody who want to, step up can get, stepped on, basically. Even got a heckler in the moment saying, Swerve, you're a piece of shit. And he says, your mama. Everybody's still behind Swerve. But yeah, man, hopefully Swerve will get a fucking, it would be awesome. What if it's even better? What if he doesn't do it out of hatred? Like he does it because it's just business and like, honestly, I don't care for you that much. And like MJF pays him. I mean, it's better storytelling that he just hates Hangman.
Yeah.
But I just think in the essence of like, that's how far he's fallen. Like he doesn't give a fuck about like,
again, the logic to me we talked about it last week. The logic for me is that it just makes sense. Like right now, the real competitors that we've said that are in the bracket of facing MJF as a legitimate challengers are Swerve, Hangman, and Kenny.
Yeah, and Ospreay when he comes back. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Right now, Ospreay's out.
Yeah, but when he comes back,
those three right now, it's like, all right, let me better my odds by this dumbass motherfucker
You're right.
Putting his contendership on the line for no reason. Yeah, let me take this man out during this match. Bam.
Permanently.
The enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
I'd rather have just Kenny, who has diverticulitis.
Mm-hmm.
He easily can take it out.
I
just took him out right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's out for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, I just took his ass out. Yep.
Clear the pathway, and then, eventually you'll get...
We got Brody next week, so it's clear. That's also what got set up.
Yeah.
Because after Brody beat Mark Davis, he calls out Swerve, talking about how you think you're the most dangerous man. So, as you brought up, like, he would be also... I said, he seemed like, challenger of the month, for the cycle. But I mean, clearly we're keeping him at the top of the card of obviously how big he is. I mean, he's like 6'6", 300 pounds. So, but I'm looking forward to that too. I mean, with the character change of Swerve, and obviously he is giving up 100 pounds to him, but it's like, all right, how you gonna come out of this? I still got Swerve winning, but like, just to go to your point, like, he's on the warpath, like, just taking out the other contenders. It's like, hey, that makes all the sense in the world, dog. Like,
just be a war general with it, and just like,
and then, like you said, that's actually, I mean, like I said, that makes the most sense. Like, be like, oh, why would you do that? And it's like, he's stupid enough to do it. I might as well. Yeah, from MJF's perspective, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, which would be Swerve. Yeah, so because he'll come in during the match.
And for Swerve, he just plays off. It's a business, like,
exactly.
That's a smart business to take out.
And I don't fuck with
a contender.
Yeah,
for this title.
Exactly.
Like, one less person I have to worry about.
Exactly.
And that's even like, if I win the title, I don't have to fight you.
You don't gotta fight him. Yeah.
Only makes sense for Swerve to cost him. I'd give you. I agree with you. I'll give you a mid for that. Other mids you got as well. You talked about Brody King getting the win over Mark Davis. Gabe Kidd getting the win over Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. With this, still enjoying Gabe Kidd being featured, because I mean, we got to get Tommy Houston. We did get like he had the little, I guess you would say it's a internship with the Death Riders when he came over from New Japan. He's not like with them anymore. He definitely seems like he's standing on his own, but he still seems to have his New Japan gimmick, which is just war ready. He comes out in a ski mask and shit, like just as brutal as anybody could be. He's like sort of I mean, he's a white YN from Blackpool, basically. And I wish because usually I put the interference spot. Do you remember there was an interference spot? Somebody came in. I feel like. Yeah, because I remember at the end, Darby Allin comes down, because we're continuing that rivalry with Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd. Because, he came in for the reinforcement. I think, who was it? I don't remember, but yeah, Gabe Kidd got the W.
Other things you want to call out?
Oh, yeah, run through this. Our shake. Kevin Knight getting a win over Mansoor. I said, oh, you want to talk about a random... You said a random Apollo Crews. We ain't thought about Mansoor in forever.
Yeah, he's on Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I was like, okay, look at that. So, Mega Bad getting DQ'd versus the Babes of Wrath. You did mention like Penelope Ford apparently tore her ACL.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate.
People have been heckling Harley Cameron to the point where she had to deactivate her social media because they were like, "Oh, it's your fault that you walked away," and it's like, "Yo, shut up! Like, let her." Like, especially when you get to the point where you just gotta deactivate your shit, it's like, just shows you this, like, people on the internet are just terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And then, the last thing, I mean, I mentioned one of them already, but just because they were set up for next week and Revolution next week, we got Bandito versus Andrade, which I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome. And then at Revolution, Swerve and Brody. So Swerve's winning that too.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of the cards set up for Revolution in a couple weeks, and so definitely got a lot. That's going to be a tough one to pick too, because they got like 10 deep on their card.
Yeah.
Anything else from the coffee shop?
No, that's that.
Let's get to the gallery for the Book of Wrestling. Yeah, I mean, gallery we got the juvenile right now on the TV.
In the Book of Wrestling. I'm looking at mini me's right now.
Yeah,
we got 3 entries.
We got Yo MTV Hip Hop music channel on right now, so just going through some old school hip hop in the background.
3 entries. I'm gonna take the second oldest, because this is also, I'm gonna put the tag on it right now. This is today I found out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was like, holy shit, or this week I found out. But February 28th, 2000. I called this Hold My Beer, Lay Cool. We famously remember Lay Cool. Layla and Michelle McCool, the co-Divas champions back in our day. For the first time in wrestling history, we had 3 men who were recognized as co-holders of a singles title. Win 3 count, Shane Helms, Evan Karagas, and Shannon Moore all pinned Brian Knobbs to simultaneously win the WCW hardcore title. So we had 3 hardcore title winners at the same time. But I'm just like, okay, great. Like, I've heard of obviously like Lay Cool or sharing a title, which is already a silly thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I see that. I don't know how you could do that as like a serious spot versus comedy. It could only be comedy in my mind. But I'm like, the fact that it's just more evidence of how bad WCW is.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like,
3
I get it. You're
champions.
just trying to push like what you can do with a hardcore match, and I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah, that's
dumb.
Like, that's
even
so
reading it, I'm like, this is dumb. I'll take the first one. February 22nd, 1997, the first ever European champion. For the first time, WWF Monday Night Raw was taped in Europe. At an event in Berlin, Germany, the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith was crowned the first ever WWF European champion after tournament final win over his fellow World Tag Team champion and brother-in-law, Owen Hart. The final was a culmination of a tournament that took place over the course of a week-long tour of the country. The match aired on TV in the USA on March 3rd. RIP Davey Boy and Owen Hart.
Yeah, for sure. The first ever. Definitely a moment I'll never forget. February 22nd, 2016. The return of Shane O'Mac. On an episode of Raw in Detroit, Michigan, Shane McMahon returned to WWE for the first time since 2009. The return was met with a huge ovation, with Shane coming back in storyline terms to take control of WWE from his father. He's always just trying to, sons are constantly trying to kill their fathers. That's like Shakespearean like poetry, right? Like that's what you're just guaranteed to do.
You watched the McMahon documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah.
He never loved
him. It's
Vince
like,
never loved his son.
That was real. Okay, damn.
Yeah.
I thought it was just for TV. Like, no, that's a life playing in, where fiction is reality.
I mean, that's also Succession was based off the Murdoch family, right? And Vince McMahon.
Oh,
the
okay.
McMahon family too. Yeah, partially inspired by him too. And it's like, you see somebody like Shane in that doc, and he's like, I just want my father's love. It's just like, man, Vince is like, well, my father hugged me 3 times in my life. And it's just like, okay, that's just the type of man you're dealing with. And it's like, looking back on it, it's obvious, but
it's funny because
return of Shane McMahon.
Yeah, Shane McMahon probably has like one of the best return pops all the time.
For sure.
Just like his music and like, here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. And then he comes in doing it's Shane O'Mac. It's Shane O'Mac. It's like, anytime Shane goes back, it's just like, oh, snap, Shane's back. Shit's about to go down.
Shane should have won the title. Hot take. He should have won the WWE title at least once in his career. Like in the 90s, there was a space for it.
He should have had a Roman Reigns-esque reign.
Yeah.
Just hold it for 1,000 days.
Never defend it. Oh no, we would have hated it. We would have hated WWE if that was the case.
That's it for the gallery. Let's head over to the boutique for SmackDown. Pretty decent show. Yeah, I agree with you on our first primo of the show. New music, new entrants, all that stuff.
Official tag team name.
Irresistible Forces. Nia Jax and Lash Legend get the win, with Lash getting the pin over Rhea. We were talking about before who takes the pin in these situations if, Rhea was supposed to lose. Lash pinning Rhea Ripley after a Lash extension to win the tag team titles. New tag team titles.
Great match. Yeah. Great match. They let this cook. They've been really letting the women's tag team division cook because you put the stars in it, you treat them like stars. We care, which is why this was the best thing on the show. Yeah. And even taking away from the point that where I was like, we were thinking about it, I was like, oh, well, yeah, Elimination Chamber is tomorrow. Yeah, they're definitely winning. Like, this is y'all didn't make it on the pay-per-view. Yeah. But this is actually, the go-home show for the pay-per-view because it's actually the day before, all the momentum of SmackDown really does run into, or at least I see it that way, more so than Raw, because, you can forget about what happened, from Monday by the time that you get to Saturday. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, shout out to them. We've been expecting this for a while. And yeah, I think they're going to have a great reign. Like, they're going to be pretty hard to beat, too. Yeah. I'm going to be surprised if they hold it for a while. So
that's like, because they're a double powerhouse set of tag team champions. So, yeah.
So, shout out to them. And shout out to Lash actually getting the pin on this. Again, against Rhea, too. That was the more thing that caught me off guard.
Right? Hitting her with the last extension. 1, 2, 3. So, really putting Lash over in that point, too. The fact that it's not an Annihilator 1, 2, 3, The next thing that I had up here as a primo, I was tempted to drop this to a mid, but rolling in, the performance of SF, probably his best promo backstage. Logan Paul getting the win over Jacob Fatu. Via some Drew interference. For basically the last spot in the chamber. Drew, I'm really enjoying. I like a motivated champion. Even if you're motivated in the chaotic neutral, like a Drew is. Like, I'm just gonna do whatever it takes for me to keep my championship. Because as we get, almost guaranteed Jacob is gonna win this, going up for his, double jump moonsault. He gets hit with the title, and then the most devastating finisher, you get a schoolboy, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So not quite, I was gonna say disappointing, but then again, this is smart by Drew, and also the only way that Logan was gonna win. Because I was thinking that, of course, Austin Theory is gonna interfere, but Jacob he's OP enough to overcome a simple Austin Theory on the outside, you know what I'm saying, and still get the win. But yeah, I mean, he has all the right in the world to want to bust, fucking Drew's skull open.
Yeah, for the match itself, I probably put it as a mid because I did feel like, knowing that Bronson was supposed to win on Monday, and then they had to, switch to the J. He gets jumped at the beginning of the show. We don't know who took him out. So that added a wrinkle. So he was already just immediately qualifying. He immediately gets taken out. I do like the entire storyline that played out through the show where Logan comes out to, Aldis and, says I should be in the Elimination Chamber. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed his promo. I thought he did a really good job. Eventually, Jacob comes up to Aldis, makes his case to be in the Elimination Chamber. That gets put into a title, qualifying match. That I think by that point, I wish they went with Jacob, but I understand that again. If Bronson was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber, you're just gonna put another person in the division, and you're just gonna make a match out of it. So overall, primo match individually is probably a mid for me, but overall, primo.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that exact sentiment. Adding in the storyline of the episode brings it up to a primo. For the mids, Uncle Howdy and Solo Sikoa actually getting time to breathe, 1-on-1. Yeah. Which I thought was interesting because I was like, why didn't we get NFTs coming down here to interfere, or the Wyatt Six coming down to interfere, on either of their leaders' behalf. But hey, we end up getting a clean match, and the W goes to Uncle Howdy because we got to get the lantern back, obviously.
Yeah, and he gets it back just as much as Drew held the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, basically, that's the funny part. Because as he's going to cradle it, like, oh man, we got back the representation of the family and everything. My brother, right when he touches it, Tala Tonga, just a big boot right in the face. And I'm like, where the hell are the Wyatt Six? We couldn't get some flashing lights right here. You need to. But that's the thing, though, is that
they can't just run out. They gotta have some type of thematic entrance when they make surprises. So
yeah,
just they didn't have it. They didn't have everything ready.
That it's upsetting, but because the only thing that I could think about is the fact that, well, they're gonna have to get it back. So this means it's gonna keep going. And they don't even neither one of them got titles, right? Oh wait, the MFTs are the titles. Yeah, they're holding the titles right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so they can take their titles back too. Take the titles and the lantern back because he wasn't a man of honor, I guess you could say, you know. But that's about as far as I could predict that it would go. But I mean, does it feel overcooked? Are you overcooked on this?
Yeah,
but I think this was supposed. It feels like the finale, and it's like I guess we're gonna stretch this to Mania.
I guess so, but
for the tag titles, I guess.
Again, like it's. Yeah, I guess I don't know what you do with it. I don't know. I'm just like okay, like I kind of like.
How do you hit the MFTs hard? How do the? I mean, besides taking because like they took the lantern, right? And it's like that's their soul. So it's like how can you like. I don't know. Maybe they like can just kidnap. Like you give us a vignette of like maybe Uncle Howdy's been torturing Solo for like 2 weeks. They just like kidnap Solo, and then the rest of MFTs have to find him or something.
Sure,
I'm throwing shit out there, you know, because I'm pretty, you know, overcooked on it too.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like I probably have it a shake, just for the fact that I'm like, okay, like I'm a little worn out a little by them continue to move on. And again, I like Solo, so I just wish that like I feel like Tama Tonga is probably going to win the United States Championship.
Yeah.
At some point. I mean, they have the tag team championships. I kind of went Solo to kind of have some kind of gold aspiration, singles gold aspiration. So whether it won't be the United States
WWE title.
I think he should be. I mean, that's the thing. If this was the heavyweight championship, sure.
I mean, after Mania draft, right, or reshuffle, whatever the fuck they call it, just draft all MFT to Raw.
That makes sense. But again, with Drew, I think him versus Jacob vying for a shot at Drew, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to it. I think having the title not on someone like Roman or Cody, who just feels invincible, makes it a little bit more, you know, no offense to Drew, attainable.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean for sure. The other mid that I had up here was Obafemi continuing his at least this one wasn't a squash completely. It wasn't a squash like it was with Kit Wilson.
It was enough of a squash. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But the Miz getting a little bit of offense in until he tries to go for the skull crushing finale, and it's like, nah, dog, we ain't going for that. It was funny because Miz, I mean, smart enough by him to be like, the second the match starts, good character work. He's like, hey, you know, I'm a locker room leader. You've seen that around here. You know, I actually did go back. I don't know if you saw the clip, but I did go back to watch the clip that he was actually saying. And he was like, hey, you've been here for a month. You know, like you've seen what I do around here. I'm a locker room leader. I can take you under my wing. He's just he's playing like the mentor role, like I can take you to the fucking moon, baby. Like basically. And then like Oba's like, I ain't going for that.
Yeah.
And then we get our effective squash match, you know, a fall from grace. It only takes one.
Again, you're just building up like his record. He's going to walk in with like a Goldberg record when he faces Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. It's like, Obafemi is undefeated. He is 132-0. And it's like, bro's only been here for like a month and a half.
That's the only problem I have with like Oba beating Brock at Mania is because like, yeah, in my heart, I would want that to happen. But I'm like, if that's going to happen, then he should be in the title picture immediately. Like if you beat Brock like that, I mean, on some not like
I can see Oba winning King of the Ring.
Will he win at SummerSlam?
Yeah,
the WWE title.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, either way, Brock
just kind of like
has to lose at Mania.
Him doing what Brock Lesnar did to Cena.
That's what I want.
Him doing that to CM Punk. If CM Punk is still holding that title.
Oh, the heavyweight title, yeah. That's more than earning a shot at that title. If you beat Brock like that. Yeah, for sure. Not a lot of people could say that. Like, what? Roman.
Or maybe
Seth,
it's that maybe him versus Roman. If he did that to Roman at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah. Beating Roman like that is fucking insane. That was Roman. That's not good business, brother. He's gonna it'll be Roman Hogan.
He would do it.
He'll put how much time does Roman have left?
Roman could take that loss, be gone,
get thrown around,
be gone until Rumble, and then win the Rumble.
So 4 times, or no?
I guess that he just did win the Rumble,
okay.
But still ending up finding a way to be in the championship contender match. Maybe he wins Elimination Chamber next year or something like that. But
tossing Roman, I would see you ain't tossing Roman around like that. Brock, yeah, but yeah, Roman's still got plenty of leeway. Yeah,
but yeah, I probably have that a shake just for the fact it was like, Opa's just on squash storyline right now.
Yeah,
we're just squashing everybody.
Good character work for what you got from the man.
Yeah, probably course. Yeah.
Yep.
Got a couple shakes.
Yep. The women. Hate to just put y'all down here like that, but hey, the best thing on the show was the tag team titles. And just we don't care about the singles women necessarily, unless you're holding a title. Because we got Kyrie losing to Tiffy.
Yeah, and that just makes sense because Tiffany just came back.
Yeah,
and also, like obviously the scale of like where they're positioned, it's like
and Asuka being a troll earlier in the show to be like, all right, I'll see you in the ring. Psych bitch, like we're literally on the on the ramp, and it's like, all right, you know exactly what's happening here. It's like, I would be here for Asuka Tiffany, but are you gonna give that to us on a Friday night randomly? You know,
maybe a Mania.
Yeah, maybe. And then the other one we get Jordan Grace with Candice or beating Candice LeRae, which I was very impressed with the finish of that match. Where I was like, oh yeah, she beat her with a bridging pump handle suplex like into a pin. Like, I was like, oh shit, look at that. I don't see people do that. So, and I guess the other PS on that is Johnny Gargano is still depressed and like just planking around everywhere because this is the first time we actually seen him on his feet.
Yeah. Like, usually he was planked. He actually walked to the ring. He was very somber.
Yeah.
Very depressed.
And then he planked on the
commentary
on the commentary desk. Yeah. But that was SmackDown, the boutique.
Yeah, that was the go home show before Elimination Chamber, which we will get into predictions right now. Last time we had predictions that counted out the Royal Rumble. You pulled out the win because you were able to predict, at least in one of your options, as Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, which was a deciding factor. Here, I haven't had the full time to put this card in, but I have it enough that we at least can put in our answers. Let's get into the predictions. Matches we got. We'll start off with the women's Elimination Chamber match. We have Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez. Who you got?
That's a lot of names. And it's funny, like listening back to it, I'm like, dang, that's a lot more stacked than I remember it. Especially wanting to pick Raquel. I'm like, picking Raquel is picking over Tiffany and Rhea and who else?
Asuka.
And Asuka.
Alexa Bliss.
God damn. That is a stacked chamber. I'm just sitting here thinking about
Kiana James is like
Kiana's the only fodder in there.
Yeah.
She's the only one.
But she's been looking great the last
few
weeks. Yeah,
exactly. That's insane.
Again, I kind of want Raquel because I want her to kind of throw herself into that.
As I hear those
right
names,
now, I hear that, I'm like, no, you're just gonna interfere at WrestleMania and cost Liv the match.
Yeah.
Right now, again, knowing that Stephanie versus Liv is the Mania match, it feels like you got to pick somebody that's going to face Jade. And right now, that would be
tough.
Tiffany. But
Tiffany's the most obvious.
But it also could be Rhea.
I think I'm here. The thing with Tiffany winning is that I would feel like I would hope that Jade would still win. Because the problem with it is that when she won the title, she beat Tiffany. And she's only defended it, one other time since then, right?
Once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, she beat Jordan Grace, and that was it. I feel like I would want Jade to win that, but would you do that again at Mania? Would you just... I mean, because Tiffany beat Charlotte. last year. So to put Tiffany over 2 years in a row is not crazy, obviously. Jade wasn't even on. Wait, was she on Mania?
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, she had a match at Mania.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to say it was against Naomi. Maybe I forget, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right now, my favorites.
Visualized.
I personally want Raquel, but my favorites is it's either Rhea or Tiffany. Now Rhea is on Raw, but I don't see her having no problem.
Like you said, Stone Cold,
just going over and like I'm facing Jade and Jade versus Rhea at Mania. That's something. That's a main event.
Yeah, for sure.
And so
that's intriguing enough to that.
The only thing I can say is like I can see also Rhea and Io being in a tag team match at Mania. Maybe there's a women's TLC.
Yeah, Rhea hasn't turned on her yet, so we're not getting the.
I was saying maybe there's a women's TLC match. You know, with the Irresistible Forces, Rio, maybe the Bella Twins. I don't know.
Yeah. Tiffany makes the most sense. I would give Tiffany like 40%, Rhea like 30. Actually 40, 10 and 10. That's what that would be.
Yeah.
It's between Tiffany, it just feels, I guess we're not predicting WrestleMania right now, but I mean, it does feel like in part, obviously, because this is going to be the WrestleMania match that, once again, as I brought up after Mania last year, I was like, whoever they show us, you know, that next week, that's who they're pushing. And they put Jade and Tiffany in front of us. So I'm just going to go with the Trump's America pick, and I'm going to go with Tiffany. She's actually in Jade's face and could reasonably, even just right now, she's on the SmackDown roster. She's probably the only one who actually could beat her. I'm trying to think of like Charlotte could beat her. Yeah. She's on SmackDown roster, but
I can see Rhea winning this and still challenging Jade, and you know, regardless of her being on a different show. But I also I could see Raquel winning this and inserting herself into the Liv and Stephanie title match, making that a triple threat. Because again, if you still want to have Jade,
and that still leaves nothing for Jade.
Nothing for Jade, but again, that just built up a rivalry between maybe Jade, Tiffany, and Tiffany, Rhea, and Charlotte to figure out who's going to face Jade at WrestleMania. Maybe you throw in Io. Maybe it's a fatal 4-way to figure out between those 4 women who's going to face Jade at Mania. And so that's me thinking way too hard, and I'm also kind of playing for points. I'm going to go Tiffany though. I'm going to play it safe and go Tiffany.
Yeah.
We have 2 title matches. Not title matches. Yeah, 2 title matches. First one, Becky Lynch defends her Intercontinental title against AJ Lee in her first singles match in like 10 years.
I feel like, would we run this back at Mania? Like, because I mean, we keep asking, is this a Mania match? Like, this is a Mania match. Yeah. Already, Becky and AJ. So it's like, would we run this back immediately just to give AJ her title win?
If this match, for Becky to win this match, I would say there's definitely either like some tight holding, some type of shenanigans that will protect AJ Lee.
Because my thought is obviously CM Punk ain't losing the title. That'll be an OMG moment. That'll be immediately if Finn Balor wins the title tonight. That's an OMG moment.
Yeah,
but because I imagine that's the easiest one to choose, is that CM Punk,
especially because he has a title match with Roman Reigns set up for WrestleMania.
Exactly. So it's the easiest one to set up, and I think you got to have one. I mean, you could just be as simple as like make the crowd super happy.
Like I said last week, could Roman Reigns cause Finn Balor his match, like this title shot, and then maybe he gets thrown into a triple threat?
Yeah.
And then you kind of got like your Daniel Bryan aspect in here.
Finn Balor getting thrown into or getting drawn into the middle of these two guys. Yeah,
ends up winning the title at Mania. But going back to Becky, AJ, yeah, you're not gonna send them home completely happy, and I think you're gonna have to protect AJ, and I think you run this back at Mania.
That's what I
maybe
was
under
too.
some stipulations or something like that. But
my only other thing that's fighting against me is just the fact that I'm like, it would be like, where would the pop be bigger for her winning the title, right? Because this is like hometown Chicago, but I'm like, actually, that doesn't kind of work because this is like CM Punk's. Like, he's gonna be the biggest pop of the night. She'll be the second biggest, but I think it's still gonna be like that pop at Mania would still be significantly sweeter than it being here now.
Yeah.
So that's my logic behind it. And CM Punk is gonna retain. I already said that. The actual hard one
to
I'm
predict. Gonna pick CM Punk retaining against Finn Balor.
Yeah.
But I do think Finn Balor gets screwed, whether it be from Judgment Day and it be Dominic, or it be Roman Reigns feeling slighted that that Finn Balor mentioned his name a couple weeks ago. I think Finn Balor ends up getting screwed out of winning the title tonight.
That's interesting if he gets screwed out of it versus just losing clean. Like, that's...
Again, because CM Punk, what he's been doing on his title reign has been that I've enjoyed is that it's like old dog still got new tricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's fighting his ass off to retain, and it's like, bro, he looks like he could drop it at any moment. Again, the title looks attainable against CM Punk too.
Yeah.
Even though like he's doing his damnedest and doing a great job of retaining it, but like, it's not the same young guy that he was, and that's completely understandable, and it fits with the character. But he's still able to pull it out. But how many times are you going to be able to pull it out? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm saying. I think there's going to be a point where it's like, man, Finn has a legitimate case of like, I should be fucking champion.
Yeah.
But bullshit ass Roman or goddamn Dominic and E2, JD.
Yeah, right.
McDonough, like, how you going to turn on your boy?
I can see that.
And so, either one of those, I wouldn't be surprised if that.
I think the big turn, it would be, oh shit, yeah, JD turning on Finn during this match because Dom told him to. That's the biggest stab in the back that you could have within the Judgment Day. I'm like, man, JD, as much as we've heard him talk about to Finn, like he's the whole reason he started wrestling and he's his idol and all this shit, and you fucking stab your idol in the back. Oh, come on, dude.
But yeah, I agree with you on CM Punk as well.
I think this might be another tie because it's difficult for me to choose anybody that's not named Cody Rhodes.
So let's get to the men's. This is probably gonna be our deciding factor. Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Logan Paul. And this is the face. It says for an undisputed WWE Championship match.
Which would be Drew.
Yes.
Because Roman has put
and like I said for Raquel, possibly challenging for Liv and joining in that one. But on here it says for the WWE Women's Championship match would be with Jade. So maybe they're going to stick with those, but obviously things could be subject to change. But if that plays any, in mind in your decision making, you said it's going to be hard for you to pick against Cody.
I mean, so just to hear it, obviously we did some light booking with Randy also. I was like, he would be my number 2, but the choices are being of Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes versus Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Logan Paul. Is there a better time to capitalize on LA Knight than right now? He's scorching hot. Randy Orton is a living legend. Like, you can go for 15 titles and history with Drew. And then similarly, like when we were picking the Royal Rumble, I feel very similar to the Royal Rumble because like once you get to like, it's way easier to pick like, all right, a singles match, like who's gonna win, this guy or that guy. But when you get to multi-man, like this is a pool. It's just like, all right, I'm hedging bets right now. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, bruh, I don't know how I can't pick Cody. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know how I can't pick Roman. That's what's really calling to me because of course we love our booking, but will they give us LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre? I think that would actually be my second, because Randy is like so made man. You could put him in the match like whenever.
Yeah,
but LA Knight is like on a Kofi Mania sort of kind of
we've
run.
been saying that for like 2 years now. I feel like, and that's no fault of LA Knight. That's just more just like creative, just kind of finally pulling the trigger on him. For me, I don't see it, especially with LA Knight being on Raw. Randy and Cody, that's a WrestleMania match in itself.
For sure.
And I could see them canceling each other out, which leaves us with Javon Raw, probably just used for like the high flying moments, along with Logan Paul and Trick Williams.
Yeah. Logan Paul, WWE champion.
I think I might go with Logan Paul.
Yeah, superstar status, like, all that stuff. Yeah.
And again, he's technically wasn't even originally supposed to be in this match up until Bronson. But again, I don't think they know who they want. And I think you want surprise, shock factor. Logan at WrestleMania facing for its to become undisputed champ, the title.
Yeah, for sure.
Against Drew. And if Drew was to lose that, the ego damage to him.
Yeah.
To lose to someone like,
and of course he's made so many enemies that somebody's gonna come down there and fuck him up.
But maybe
if it's Jacob,
maybe Logan gets taken out by the Masked Man, whoever that might be. The legit. We didn't even talk about the one on SmackDown. He got his mask pulled off into some rando that is apparently one of the students.
He's a disciple
of Seth Rollins' dojo wrestling academy. I'm gonna go the shocker. I think Randy and Cody is a WrestleMania match in itself. You don't need to have Cody always in the championship matches.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree with that.
I'm gonna go with the surprise. I'm gonna go Logan, as much as it despises me to
Logan versus Drew. And then we get a Jacob interference. It would be Jacob. That would cost him. God damn, that's crazy.
It would cost Drew. But again, the Masked Man, there's a Masked Man. If we're gonna keep going with that, to possibly cost Logan.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That makes me kind of sick, honestly. Hearing that.
But again, that means you got two heels going into Mania for this title match. But it's like, I guess it's like the lesser of two evils. Obviously, you're picking Drew.
I think that's exactly what you're saying. It's the lesser of two evils, because a Trick Williams, like Trick would be my fourth.
I can see Trick definitely pulling it off.
He would be my fourth.
I think the real Kofi Mania would be Javon Evans winning this match instead of LA Knight.
I mean, also he's the lightest guy in this match too. Whenever you're Rey Mysterio, effectively, he's the cruiserweight here. Yeah, I'm just gonna not overcomplicate it. And I think
I say you don't believe me, man. You've lost so many points just listening to me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's just like, and that, like you said, not for nothing. If it is Logan, then credit to you for because obviously, like, the elementary answer is Cody.
Yeah, Cody or Randy, but I think
Cody or Randy,
the one pick, and Randy's two.
Yeah, because I would have Cody, Randy, then Logan makes me sick.
You could say Trick.
Yeah,
or maybe LA Knight.
Yeah, LA Knight. Yeah, that's what it would be. Yeah, it'd be LA Knight. But like I said, like, are we gonna bring him right back over to SmackDown when he just went over to Raw? Like, I mean, maybe. But that's the thing I like about going for titles. Is like, that's what was awesome
got an
about
opportunity.
Like Naomi cashing in. It's like, she was on SmackDown. Fuck that. I got the Raw title over here.
And it's opportunity where I can get it.
Exactly. So it's like, wherever, because those opportunities just don't come around. So wherever they at, if that means that you gotta work on Friday instead of Monday, then oh well. So, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Cody just for elementary reasons.
Okay, so we will have points on the line.
Yeah, and we'll still tie because it'll be Javon.
Yeah, right. Facts. It still can end up as a tie. So,
yep.
Let's get into these champions of the week and call it a show.
Yep, for sure.
Mine is pretty simple. This is just random. I was scrolling through Reddit and somebody had posted a clip of calling Solo Sikoa the funniest guy in WWE, and all just, Solo's hilarious moments, both on camera and, fan interactions. Yeah, this is the Jacob Fatu, I love you solo title to me. Because yes, I love Jacob Fatu. So not Jacob Fatu. I love Solo Sikoa. Like he is honestly one of my favorite characters. Like I said, I wish that we gave him a little bit more meat on the bones for like his stories, but I think anytime he's on TV, his music's great. He's hilarious, like, and he could be intimidating as well. Yeah, Jacob Solo is my guy. I'm a fan. So yeah, I give myself the Jacob Fatu. I love you, Solo Sikoa. So kind of a cheat title, but I really enjoyed it when I was watching through that clip. I was like, yeah, Solo's the best.
Yeah. Mine is funny because I haven't actually seen this movie. But I know I'm aware of it
so far.
But yeah, I haven't seen any of them. But because I was thinking of the mystery aspect of what we got on SmackDown. And this is the Knives Out from Benoit Blanc. It's a strange case from the start. A case with a hole in the center. A donut. To the whole whodunit to Jey Uso on SmackDown. Like the whole, because the donut of that where I'm like, well, he's not supposed to be in Elimination Chamber in the first place. So my thought is, we're not even going to figure that out. Like, it's literally, we're never going to figure that out. It'll be like when we thought that we just put it on the back burner of like who took out Jade. Yeah. And we're like, we're pretty sure it's Naomi. I just think we're never coming back to
I think it's Sammy.
Sammy? Yeah. Sammy did it? Okay.
I think Sammy did it. Because again, 2 weeks in a row, he was tight at Cody. And he was like, my bad, man. I just overreacted and this, that, and the third. Go out, go ahead and win. Did the same thing to Jacob, called him out. Maybe he's like, maybe you text Sammy. Seem kind of, and it's like, bro, you seem like you mad because you probably jumped Sammy to get this title opportunity, but you was just not quick enough to get to Aldis to throw yourself in there. And then now you throwing tables and shit because you're like, yo, that should be me in that spot. I did all this work, and now other people taking credit, reaping the success off my work.
Right.
And it's like Sammy is teasing a little attitude change of not a full-on heel.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if
I'm glad you brought that up.
And we find out that he's the one that attacked Jey Uso.
That's actually the John Cena storyline for Sami Zayn is actually perfect for him. So like win the title. Like going into WrestleMania 43, like he'll turn heel into like SummerSlam or like going into SummerSlam because all the frustration and shit. Hit people with chairs, not give a fuck, and then be like, he's not successful there anyway. Be all apologetic, and then win the Rumble. Yeah, win the title. But yeah, that's the Knives Out title going to the Jey Uso mystery that I think is just a donut from the beginning. We're never gonna get.
We'll see.
We're never. But I'm glad you brought it up because yes, I peeped that immediately in the moment. I was like, turn that up because I was like, nah, Sammy walking around throwing accusations. I was like, you need to pipe down, Sammy. Yeah. I was like, that's the white man.
Jacob had a valid rebuttal.
Exactly,
shut him down real quick.
Yeah, I was
so we'll see how that plays out. But that is episode 86 of the Wrestling Rehab Podcast. We back on normal time schedule. Okay, an hour and 40. That's a pretty good, decent episode.
For sure.
We ain't get the 2 hour and 30 minutes like we did a couple weeks ago. Elimination Chamber. We'll be back next week with the recap and everything that comes out of that. We'll be continuing the road down to AEW Revolution, which is March 15th.
Yep.
In LA. And then WrestleMania a couple weeks after that. Anything you want to leave them off with, Moody?
Not at all, except to follow us here, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on here every Saturday afternoon. And next week will be episode 87, our Gronk episode. 87.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm sure there's like Keenan McCardell
already.
Then Keenan McCardell with 87.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll look at the list, but we'll catch y'all next week, y'all. Peace.